Hey guys, welcome back. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on my fuel system. I'm going to finish up going from the hard lines, the nickel copper 3/8 lines that go back to the tank, up to the throttle body. Wish me luck. Plan is I've got to get the fuel from this. This is the feed that goes back to the tank. I got to get it from there into the feed, which I think is this one. And the return has got to go from there back to here. And this is what I have made up for my feed line. So this obviously goes into the throttle body. I have to put a new O-ring on there. So I got to clean this up. This is original factory line. Then I have a compression fitting going into a AN690 going into this fuel line. And at this end again to the AN6, and this is going to go into my compression fitting, which I have in here. So that's my feed. For my return, again, I have to put a new O-ring in here. This is factory. And then I've got put in a really nasty looking flare in here just to hold this on. I will also put a clamp. This is a 5/16 tube, which I will then use this to go, and there's a compression fitting. This is a compression fitting on this end. And then I'm going to put the hose over here with a clamp on it. So just to be clear, on these TBI units, feed is only around 9 to 12 pounds, which is next to nothing. And return, of course, is theoretically zero unless you got a problem. So anyways, let's get these installed. Okay, so let's get started here. Got my camera set up as best I can. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the distributor. Maybe I should put a piece of tape over the hole so I don't drop anything down there, as I have a habit of doing. Okay, tape in place. So I'm going to start with the return line, because I believe that goes sort of underneath. And a different camera angle here so you don't see the back of my head. And I'm going to put them both in just by hand first. The reason is, in case I got to pull them out, not making a future problem for myself. And here's the feed. Again, got the O-ring on there too. Okay. So I'm thinking feet go below the return, I think. Yeah, okay, put that in there for now. Ah, that's the wrong wrench. Okay. This isn't exactly the correct wrench, but I don't know what size these are. It's kind of weird. All right. So before I tighten these down, I want to make sure that they're not touching here. They're not touching here. Maybe I'll put something in between there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put something in between here. And what that'll do is it'll keep this, the return line, on top of the feed lines. I want to keep them separate. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So what I did was I got a piece of transmission cooler line because it's more supple, and I put a slice in it. And I did this all without cutting myself, which I'm pretty impressed with. Usually I cut myself when I do things like that. So, and I've done this before on other cars, then I just slide that over there. Now I can put some tape over there or something, but I'll probably put a tie wrap over there when I'm done. And what this is doing is this is keeping the two lines from hitting each other. May have to put another one here to keep it off the manifold. I don't think so. So that keeps them apart here, and it keeps them apart here, which is going to make my life a little bit easier. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten these down. And of course, with these, you've got, this is going into like pot metal. So you have to put your wrench on here to hold this and then kind of tighten up against it. And while I'm doing this, of course, I'm watching my lines move all over the place where I don't want them to go. It's not too bad, actually. I think that should be good. Don't want to over tighten it. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'll do the same thing here. And again, I'm going to put something under here just to hold it up. Yeah, that should be enough. Hopefully when I tighten this down, I'll be able to get that out. The wrong size wrench. That's good. And I can get that out. So there, that's good. I will tie wrap these together, probably there. Yeah, I'm going to tie wrap those there. That should keep everything where I want it. So that's the top end done. I may get a leak out of there. If I get a leak out of there, then I'll deal with that. But I think that is good for the top end. Do the bottom end. So I've got my... Oh, that wasn't smart, was it? There it is. Okay, so this is my AN6 and here with my little, whatever you call them, olives or whatever, and this will go here. So I want basically the little sleeve, olive, whatever you want to call it, has to go up in here, which it will. So I push that over. And tighten it. Now these are aluminum, so you don't want to over tighten them. It's got to be tight enough they don't move when they seal. So I will have to tighten that in a minute. Return line, obviously I'm going to have to cut. And as I do not have the correct hose cutting scissors, I have to use regular scissors. And I have to find them first. Okay, on my scissors. So what I'm going to do here is I've got this fitting here, which is a compression fitting. Same idea as on the feed line, but this one is just a brass with a ferruled end on it. Again, the feed line is only going to see, well, these are between 9 and 12 psi for these throttle body units. So this is not like my Gremlin is something like 50 psi for the feed lines, but this one's only got to handle 12 psi, And this one, theoretically, as long as there's no blockages or kinks in the line, the return has 0 psi. This basically just dumps right back into the top of the tank, or into the tank. So we don't have to worry too much about the pressure here unless I kink the line, which is a possibility. Alright, so I want to leave some flex here as well. I'm going to cut it about there. There. Never ever cut hose line, fuel line with a pair of scissors. Somebody told me once, but that's what you got, that's what you got. Before I do that, I am using these proper, they are designed to be fuel injection clamps. I could use a regular hose clamp. In fact, if this one doesn't fit, then I will use a regular hose clamp. So I'm going to put this on. Let's put it there for now. And so this is meant for a 3/8 line. This is only a 1/2 inch line. So I'm not going to get too far on before I run out. I got over 2 of the whatchamacalliters, so that should be good. That and a clamp. Next thing I want to do is I want to make these kind of firm. So my plan is I'm going to use this piece of stainless. I'm going to make a bracket, not this big obviously, so I'm going to make a bracket. I'm going to sort of maybe cut it in a triangle or something like that to attach to the firewall. I can get in behind here, and then I'm going to use these P-clips here. Basically, you can see that, but 2 of these rubber P-clips around, one going one way, one going the other way, which will then put a bolt through my bracket. That will hold these where I like them. Yeah, I'll hold them where I like them. Alright, so we'll do that. So here's my bracket. All done. Went over it with the flap wheel to clean it up. And a bit of sandpaper in there and there. Hole is drilled where I want it. Pretty much there. I mean, I could have cut it off a bit better there, but it doesn't matter. Anyhow, now I gotta find a fasteners, a nut and a bolt to go through here. There it is, all installed. These are firm-ish. Still got to tighten that. I'm going to put a piece of tape on there to remind me, but anyhow, that is my fuel system from TBI to tank. All done now. Thanks for watching.